Hello everyone, and welcome to the Benefactor at Chaotic Neutral Games. I'm Simon, your DM for tonight, as we join Kate, Felicia, Nick, Corinne, and Rodrigo with their adventures in Illyria. Don't forget that you can help or indeed hinder by using your channel points in the game. Check out the options in the chat bar. You can also join the chaos by clicking the Discord link in the channel notes, or support us in what we do by becoming a subscriber. So let's rejoin the players as they play episode 106 of the Benefactor. And we are back. Hello, everybody, and hello, Hermit and Stygian. Welcome back, Stygian.
Kevin.
That's Kevin, yeah. I was like,
I know it's Kevin. I'm still allowed to say hello. We've had a bit of a catch-up before the stream, but how are you all, apart from your various WoW debates?
Look, it's serious shit.
very serious.
It's very, very important.
Very important.
I'm sure it is.
I'm sure
Super important.
I would say the same about things that I care about, but I don't know anything about World of Warcraft. So
I mean, you have enough addictions.
I have
you
my
have
own
enough
addictions
as it is, Kate. You do not need one that will actually consume your life.
I really
Yeah.
do. I'm consumed by WoW. You're consumed by WoW. I get it.
It's called digital crack for a reason.
Yes, I am very addicted.
We've been
right?
here
No,
far
we
too
are.
long.
We are.
Cannot get
It's
out.
not. It's digital Hotel California, basically.
Yeah.
By the way,
yeah.
Nick, thank you very much for the books. I'm going to enjoy reading them because even though I don't like playing World of Warcraft, I love the stories. So, yeah.
Ooh.
Yes,
And I'm grateful for the shelf space. Completely grateful for the shelf space.
Oh, I could use
Although it does
right
now
now.
mean that my wife has the perfect excuse for just,
Getting more.
getting more.
Yeah,
books.
she's just like, oh,
Yeah.
there's space now.
She's been subsiding on digital books through her Kindle and other such things, and using basically abusing Amazon's free trial, because she found that if you use the free trial, don't subscribe to it, then wait a month, Amazon will send you another free trial.
Uh-oh.
Hell yeah,
She
good
then gets
system.
another month of all the books that she
It's a
wants to download. And of
victimless
course,
crime.
anything
Absolutely.
anything you download for free during the free trial, and you get to keep. So she spends all the month downloading all the
You're
books
telling
and
everyone
adding
on
it to the
Twitch this
library.
is really what I'm doing.
Hey, look, if
Oh,
we can
it's
crash,
not new.
if we can short shares, we can crash Amazon. It's just a matter of effort. Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
they're a legitimate monopoly, and they deserve to have everything that's coming to them. Fuck
Yeah,
Amazon.
like I feel no remorse for Jeff Bezos' very, very, very deep pockets.
You do,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm sure.
If I could
Amazon overlords, please don't destroy us.
Yeah, they do own Twitch. You know that.
Oh yeah, they do.
yeah,
They do own Twitch, which is why we're saying this.
yeah.
Yes.
Because of course the Amazon overlords are totally paying attention to us right now.
Yeah,
Oh,
with
but
our
they're-
7
they're-
viewers.
There's an
Their
algorithm rewriting my brain through
AI
these
is
as we
paying
speak.
attention probably.
It's the yes, we are always watching.
We are watching.
We are Amazon.
We are she who should not be named as going to pay attention.
Yes, we are Amazon. We are always paying attention.
I'm gonna get a thing.
For those who are watching right now, what they're doing is buying for time because I told them that they have to decide what.
Can't remember what we did.
No,
I genuinely can't remember
They
shit.
took a
You
week off
set
and they
fire to a fucking museum.
yeah, but I don't remember much more than that. Let's just do that again.
No.
I mean, no, because I don't want to lose another pair of boots.
Oh well, if you have spares anyway, I mean, you deserve.
I thought you were
going
gonna say I don't want to lose another 40 hit points, but you know that also.
2 weeks
Okay,
and all he
so-
remembers is the fucking
here.
boots.
The last 5 is basically while you guys were arguing, Glory teleported you back to the caravan and
Oh, that's
then
right, we're
went
back-
into the bar.
We're in the pub. Yeah, that's right. We're in
Yep.
the pub where the guys are looking after the horses in the caravan.
Yep.
That's right.
And I sat you round a table deliberately.
To go. What next?
Ale and wine has been brought to a table. A tablecloth with a doily has been put on the top, been put on the table, marking you as VIPs. And you have the room. There's 2 dwarfs talking to a halfling in the corner.
3-hour drinking game. Let's go.
And you guys can process everything you've got so far.
Well,
We managed to sort of find the carrot. Now we only need the stick in the box. Any ideas
you
for that?
did figure out the general region of where they lived, so we could see if we can find the ruins.
We were trying to figure out how to disconnect her from her senses.
Oh yeah,
Not her
that too.
It's her emotions.
Well, yes, that's what I was meaning. But yes,
Yeah, and whilst I can magically do that, I mean, calm emotions I
could
think has
fail.
its limitations, but it could
I
fail.
was
But
about
if
to
we
say.
threw enough stuff at her, we could potentially just, it's one of those ones. One of them's guaranteed to get through.
Okay, Simon, I have a question. I guess I think Aiden will know, but I don't know. So the djinn said to cut her off from her rage and etc., right? Because that's what's giving her power, right?
She said, yeah, to cut her off from what makes her hurt.
Is it possible to do the opposite? Is it possible to, using Lansing terms, overheat her? Too much rage to the point that she burns out.
Oh, good idea. Go full whole
It's
hog.
a theory.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's why I was saying Aiden will probably know, but I don't know.
we run the risk. It's an interesting
It's
thing, and
risky.
it's risky because
Yeah.
it might make her much more powerful, but
But also,
it could be a thing to
twice
try
as-
and do.
you
with
know, the-
us, I say making her angry is probably gonna be easier than making her happy.
That's true. I don't think we got the resources to remove her rage from her, but if we can somehow
Ooh,
burn her out.
Especially if we can pick our own battleground, as I do have spells and other stuff that is available to me.
I have a
that-
thought. Sorry, I
Go
didn't
on.
mean. No, you
No,
carry
go
on
on.
with yours.
Go ahead.
I've got mine in my head, but I'm gonna voice it in just a second.
Which I can do things like, I can basically hallow a 60-foot sphere.
What does that
somewhere.
mean? And what does that do?
Basically, celestials, elementals, fays, fiends, and undead can't enter it, nor can such creatures charm, frighten, possess anyone within it. Any creature charmed, frightened, or possessed by such a creature is no longer charmed, frightened, or possessed upon entering it. And I can exclude one more type. I can also bind an extra effect. And there's a list where it's courage. Affected creatures can't be frightened. Darkness fills the area. Normal light as well as magical light created by spells lower than the spell slot used to cast this can't illuminate. Daylight, bright light fills the area. energy protection, we have resistance to 1 damage type of our choice, except for bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing. Energy vulnerability. Affected creatures in the area have vulnerability to 1 type of damage, except for bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing.
Oh, I can't give them piercing.
No, but acid.
Well, the idea, I think we could potentially either use, because she is technically undead, she can never enter the area. So the hallowed area would be a protective area for us to protect us.
How long does it last?
Forever.
Oh, good. Okay.
Until dispelled.
That's pretty good.
So but it takes me 24 hours of constant work to do this.
That's fair.
Everlasting rest. Dead bodies interred in the area can't be turned into undead. Extra dimensional interference. You cannot move or travel using teleportation. Extra dimensional interplanar. Fear. Anybody in the area is frightened. Silence. No one can make any sound, or sound can reach, which technically means they can't cast within it. And then tongues, which means if you stand in it, everyone can understand each other.
Fair enough. Say then, before we choose a place to hallow, to decide the approach we're going for.
What was your idea, Kate? Before we go on to the area,
it's not a sort of spell, D&D style thing, but the idea that to pull these emotions, knowing that the Fae use emotions, they kind of feed off it in a sense. I could talk to the Summer King, who is very much a being of rage or feeds off rage and all those things. He feeds off that, whereas the Winter Court feeds off more the melancholy side of things. That I think was also something we needed to pull from her. So I don't know if the whole plan of competing works, but if they were able to channel that stuff and actually not just feed off it, but to kind of consume it, so that they actually pulled it from her, at least for a time, while we fought.
Yeah, either that or ask if he can amplify it.
I think they can amplify it because of that's how Cora's got that. At least the ring does it and stuff. But so they might be able to amplify it. But if they could actually pull it, then that's another option. But that comes from them and not from us. So I don't know if that would be a thing we'd be able to do. But that's definitely something that would come to mind of like, wait, they're literally beings of emotion. Maybe.
Yeah, I think that's a really good idea.
Yeah,
I really like.
I mean, I think that's definitely something Cora's like gonna go talk to at one of the nights that we have before then. It'll be asked at least, like how much can you feed on? Can you feed on it before it even takes form in a way, to a certain degree? But I don't know.
Good thoughts.
Other than that, we don't. Well, we know where they are, but we don't know how far away they are, right? I can't remember, like, if we had not necessarily a time limit, but a travel time of how much time we've got before we would
arrive. You don't have a distance,
arrive.
just a direction.
That's right.
And you know when they're getting closer or further away.
Okay, so we got a vague idea of that kind of thing, but
Well, we have her real name, or her original name. That
Yeah,
should be enough of an incentive to lure her towards us.
and does
That
that
will be enough to set her off, I imagine.
possibly can that be used in certain spells to do stuff like knowing the name? Names are powerful.
Real names are
Give me a moment.
powerful.
Yeah,
Laura.
that's what I thought.
There's a reason why my family makes sure that no one remembers us.
Right. Okay, well, there you go. So maybe that should be held off for a certain time. Maybe, to be honest, I would suggest that we don't use it until we have taken those other emotions away, because that might remind her of what she was before she changed. And so the emotions she had before might take over from the rage that she has now.
Interesting.
I don't know. Or it's the trigger for it.
I can't think of a reason not to, so.
Either
I
way.
guess. Sorry, go on.
We still have time to decide which approach to use, but as for the area, were we gonna try and lure her back towards where she came from, or are we gonna catch her in the Feywild? Because she's currently in Sylvania, so if I remember right, Simon?
Is she?
Is she currently in Sylvania, if I'm remembering right?
No, she's here in Vardencourt.
Oh,
Yeah,
she's in Vardencourt.
Yeah. We were in the dream world with the Fae thing.
Oh yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're in Sylvania where the library was.
So, I the more we can combine into one thing, or the more we can hit her with at the same time, I feel like probably is going to be important. So how about? So what could we do? Like I don't feel like I have loads, except like I can hold. You know, I could try hold person or even hold monster. I think I might have now. The ability to do that sort of thing, but like, but I don't think I can't take away motions. I don't have that. I can charm and things, but I don't think any of that would last long enough, or maybe even be powerful enough to do what we need to do in the time.
Yeah, I think we have to decide whether or not we wish to calm or incense, and then decide how we want to address it from there. And then, because I mean, I like the idea of using the Hallow as probably somewhere we can go to just defend ourselves. But we know that physically any minions that she brings can't get in.
How big was the Hallow again?
60-foot sphere.
Okay, and how would we keep her in it, I guess?
No, we go in it. Because she can't go in.
She can't go in.
Oh, it's like a shield for us, but not for... Okay.
So it blocks undead from getting in there.
I see. So
if
it's
you're worried
cave.
about numbers.
Because...
Yeah?
Go on.
Because what we could do is lure her into a place whilst we're in our safe position, and to stop her from potentially trying to escape or outrange us. Our beloved sorceress there can use her acid wall to create a fuck you buddy zone that will dissuade her from running away from
You really
us.
have to use a fuck buddy term right in front of Glory. I mean,
fuck
okay.
you, buddy.
Well,
fuck
yeah, but they were very they're
you
very
missed
close.
a very important word. Yes.
Yeah.
Anyways, enough of that. Could we
Also,
find a
bold
place?
of you to assume that it was just going to be the 5 of us fighting against her. I am the commander of the Silver Hunt. I was going to bring the cavalry.
Well,
is it the cavalry just like you and Hector? And maybe...
Or it's just Hector, you mean?
There's a few more. There's just...
Yeah, we should bring as many people as possible. Anyone who's able to fight, I guess.
I was under the impression that it was only
dozens
you, Hector, and Olivia.
Those are the named NPCs hanging out in the dusk hole.
There's literally dozens.
I spit in your general direction.
But regardless, you still want more people that know what to do with an undead, especially an undead as powerful as this one.
Constitution is a dumb stat.
It is.
It is not.
Could we find a place, this hollow, you mentioned about trapping her or something. If we could find a place that was essentially some sort of dead-end location, doesn't have
By
to
the
be...
coast?
Well, I don't know. No, that's... I kind of meant like almost like a cave. If she was in that sort of location and we went to an entrance and we put up the hallow, we're essentially putting a door that they can't get through.
Yes, but it takes him 24 hours to put up the hallow.
But also, if we put up a hallow like at the entrance of a cave and then we get cornered, what then?
Well, we're in... What do you mean we get caught? We'll be trapping them.
Back against...
We're not in the cave. No, my point is, they are in a cave. We are the door. And so we have a get out, but they do not. But, it doesn't, I don't know. I'm just... The problem a little bit with the hallow is we want to fight her probably more than she wants to fight us. She could just stay away from us and lure us from the hollow. Like, there's no reason why she would come close.
Which is why we wanted a bait.
You're muted. I mean, you're muted.
Nick.
That's why I was talking about the acid wall. The acid wall...
okay, is the back.
Drives
them towards
us. And, as Aiden said, we have... bait lures them into, and I'm not talking about like a cave, I'm talking more at least a position, preferably 1, 2 at the most to entrances, an elevated position, easily defendable cover that we can look at, and that they come in and you close the door and then you force them to engage you on multiple fronts and then you destroy them from there. We used to do this stuff all the time in the caravan. It was quite common tactics.
Okay.
It is a pretty common tactic, actually. Battlefield warfare is like, I don't know, H7 material?
Okay.
Everyone gets out.
Again,
everyone gets
right.
out the cards. The little everyone gets the poster board out that says that your life experiences are not universal.
So, yeah.
They just put it. And what they've done is they just put it in front of Glory.
Yeah.
No one has to say it anymore. They just get the card out. It goes in front of her.
This is a card, like, we'll see how many like cards she get a day, and she gets to count them.
There's
And
one
we
in
do
front
like
of her
a little
now.
journal, like so this
That's
is not
hilarious.
universal. This is
Adorable.
not... This is not universal. This is not universal.
I think she'll feel volumes like that.
Yeah. Like, try and teach her how to like integrate into.
I guess that what we'll have some time, but maybe what we do is we travel to the right area.
Yeah,
And
we need to get close, then survey the area.
yeah, and then we can
Just lure her towards us.
pick a place we want to fight and then work from there. And then hopefully by then we would have decided between us how we...
Well, it depends on Cora checking with the Summer King regarding being able to block or enhance.
I mean, much as I love the idea of the enhance, we were told the opposite. So I would suggest, unless we decide that that's not a good idea, that we should go with what we were told. Or if it's a choice between the two, we should try to block it first, because
Oh yes.
otherwise we would have been told to like explode her through rage, you know. So that would be my first ask. Yeah. We could... Yeah. Okay. I don't know if we can help trigger anything by, you know, I don't know, showing things from before. if she's currently so, without being able to take away the anger, if we could take away the anger, then I suppose we could try and remind her of things from before then that brings out the other emotions naturally. I don't know. Or maybe
remember the objective was just simply to cut her off from her rage. After that is simply just hunting down another powerful undead.
Yeah. I just didn't know if triggering the other emotions would cut off the old ones. If you know what I mean. Like, trigger a happy memory makes you stop thinking about a bad one, you know? Or tries to. So that was my thinking, is like, can we remind her of how she used to be? But I don't know.
Well, what we got from the Djinn, and also from what I know, she is literally an embodiment of that of rage and bitterness. It's not that, so I don't think older,
those other emotions,
more positive emotions, I don't think they're there anymore.
No, right. She's not who she used to be, and therefore they're not there. You couldn't even trigger them because they're not there. They were lost. Okay. Yeah, forget that idea. Okay, yeah. I guess our other question is, if we can stop them, how long can we stop them for? Is it a temporary thing? Because we were told basically we can't fight her while she has them, right? So we have to be able to cut them off, hit her with everything we have before they come back, I guess. Or be able to cut them off again. But if we've cut them off once and she's powerful enough to stop us doing it a second time, I would have thought. So, oh boy, this is hard.
Welcome to my life. Well,
I assume you would like the fight to be at dusk then, Aiden?
Dusk or dawn. Honestly, anytime.
Dawn might be better just for the light. I
Yeah.
know not everyone here can fight in the darkness.
Can we do something
Silly
about
humans.
that? Wait, there's it's only Farewell who can't see in dark. Doesn't
Hello.
have dark vision, right? Oh,
Hello.
you had a
Yeah,
lantern.
humans don't.
You have a lantern.
Halflings don't.
No,
Do
I have an earring that gives me dark vision. Don't ask, it's weird, but I have an earring that does that.
Yeah, she bought that at the first trip to Talderon.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
So, like, if other people could maybe do the same, jewelry is fun, and that's what I'm saying. And, you know, maybe we could
Jewelry's
actually think
great.
about helping those who can't do things like see in the dark. We've got the money and the means now.
Rodrigo, I will remind you that your witchlock pistol can
But
fire ghost lanterns, which only you can see.
I know. It's not really dark vision, is it? Why do I get the feeling this is gonna go wrong immediately?
Because
Because that's what every plan we've tried to make beforehand does.
That's true.
Well, I still remember one particular time where we made a plan and we walked into a room and we nuked everyone in that room in like
Are you talking
seconds.
about the museum?
It was some sort of dungeon, and we held person, all of them, and then just killed them all instantly.
Oh god, wasn't that the first job we did for Renata?
No, I don't think it was the first.
No.
That was one of the. That's when we went to Pride's tomb and we got the carpet.
Yes, it was. So, you know, sometimes things work. Let's all remember the one time it worked and not remember all the other times.
The 54 times that it didn't, and we ended up, you know.
Well, it all worked out in the end, I would say.
No plan survives first contact with the enemy, I'm told.
Yeah.
How are
Let's
we not
never
dead
meet the
yet?
enemy.
How are we not dead yet?
Well,
my
Farewell
mother
died.
always says that
He
if you cut off their heads first, then you always win regardless of how plans go.
I mean, to be fair, Farewell is on body number 2, so...
Mhm.
I mean, I can't
What?
believe you forgot that I died.
last month.
You know.
Well, you start
only been a
reminding us
month,
daily,
dude.
No,
so
it's
you
been
know.
like 2 months, please.
It's getting to 2.
I pull out a small chalkboard and it's got days alive, and I just like rub the thing out, and then just like, as it's probably past midnight now, and then just put the chalkboard back in my like bag of holding. I have no idea what you mean.
Uh-huh.
No idea what you're talking about. I think it's a perfectly reasonable thing to remind you all.
I mean, you're fine, so it's all good.
This isn't my body.
Hey, it
The
is
two
now.
dwarves
Deal with
look
it.
at you weirdly and then kind of go back to mantling over
What?
their beer.
It's alright. It's alright.
Why do
He's
you
just very
say we
drunk.
call it for
He's very
tonight?
drunk.
What do you say we call it for tonight?
You want to sleep on it?
I mean, I always want to sleep, but yes, I do want to sleep on it.
I
Alright.
still think we should, in the morning, probably make our way closer
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
and just start
We can plan while we travel.
and hunt. Yeah, and we can get this hunt underway because destiny waits for no one. Yeah.
Okay, was that
Yeah,
something your mother said? Because it felt like a very I remember being told that a lot.
No, it's just I have a feeling that a lot of
Impending
home
dread.
to roost.
Okay.
Oh.
You are cutting out a little
Yeah.
bit there, Nick. Just FYI, I don't know if you can do anything
Yeah,
to
probably.
close
It's
something.
probably. No, I don't think it's me running anything. I think it's just me not projecting properly, and my mic's going.
Oh, your
I don't
video is
like
stopping
that.
and starting just a tad though as well. So I don't know.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Could
I
be
just
my
want to let you
wife
know.
has decided that she wants from something, and
She
unfortunately we
wants
found
to
things like.
download another book. Say that.
Well, we did find out that, for example, Disney Plus basically always wants to stream itself in 4K, even
Yeah.
if you can't
Oh,
see
fuck.
4K,
Yeah.
and will prioritize itself on the bandwidth
Yes.
for that sole reason. So, and Netflix apparently has a habit of doing something similar. So it could be
Disney
that's
is
what's
now
going on.
like Disney's now like, give me your bandwidth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well. Yes.
Yeah, they tend to do that.
All right. So yeah, Aiden's just gonna like excuse himself and fucking find like, either is this an inn or is it just a tavern?
It's a roadside inn, so it's next to a brook. There's a water wheel out the back where you can see they probably do some extra bits on the side. This may be like a local whey mill for farmers. Oh yeah, I do research on this. There's a sizable stable. There's a lot of rooms. It's a big, long stone house. You do notice that there's bars on all the windows, just in case it does get attacked by bandits and so on. There's a sizable number of staff here, a lot of locals as well. In fact, as the day would tick on, because it was about midday when you came here, as the day ticks on, people come in from the fields and the place starts to fill a bit more.
Okay.
And a lot of local commerce is done here from the outlying farms. And yeah, it's quite a busy place. You've been to this type of place before. They are kind of the waypoint lifeblood between villages and things like that.
Gotcha.
Carters will often stop and even exchange entire carts of goods and then go back to where they came. So yeah, there's a lot of this kind of thing that goes on at these inns.
Also, I thought it was nighttime when we were having that talk, so that's why I was like thinking about like Aiden will probably go rent a room. But if it's just midday when we were like sitting down discussing all of this, then that means we still have
No,
like
we
technically.
spent most of the day in Ostergold going through the library.
Actually,
Okay.
yeah, it's.
Felt like we
I
did.
would say it's probably just as people were coming in from the fields. Then it's towards the end of the day, actually, not midday.
Okay, thank you.
Why spend money on renting a room when we got our carriage? A caravan.
I just remember the bullshit that Cora just did, grabbing all of us into the dream world, and I think Aiden just thinks, "No, I'm fine paying for a room. Thank you."
I mean, and that's probably not going to stop her from pulling you into the dream world.
Well, I can at least try something.
If you dream, she can find you.
I like to imagine that every in
Can't even get
future
away when I
dreams,
sleep anymore.
like in the future, Aiden is literally going to force himself dreaming of him sitting in front of a door that is his mind, holding out the witchlock pistol like in front of him, and as soon as like he feels like Cora's about to pull him into some bullshit, he just cocks the gun and goes, "No."
That sounds like oculomancy for me.
He'll figure
Um,
it out.
So yeah, actually, this is probably something that I would like to know as a narrative thing. The very enthusiastic barmaid, who is actually the owner's wife and co-owner, really, comes forward and says, "Best rooms in the house are still there. Hot baths. We have a variety
Oh,
of
actually running water.
different oils and things that you can use in the bath. We have candles." And she starts kind of reeling off the things that most people don't buy.
Yeah,
Like,
I'll just take the horizontal surface. Thank you very much.
actually,
Take
goes,
a nice room.
I
Oh,
think
uh,
you would need a bath. You're starting to smell.
We have that too. If you would like to, if you would like to arrange. Normally, my husband deals with that.
Yes. What? I'm sorry, Simon. I don't understand what she means.
Yeah.
I think it means that
He's
she
talking
said,
to Aiden.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I
that
also
it-
didn't understand what you said. So.
Are we talking about back
assume
scratching?
The husband sets up the bath, or the husband is the one that gives like back rubs and will scrub your back for a fee. It's not
Gotcha.
unusual in taverns like this that you can actually, for a small price, have someone come in and bathe you. It's not uncommon.
I'm sorry, is that not what you meant by horizontal service?
Oh, right. Oh, sorry. Fair enough. Okay. It's been a
Horizontal
long day.
surface.
Ah.
Very well.
No,
Very
please.
helpful.
He means the other. Definitely
Yeah, he
get the
means the
guy.
other one. Yes,
he
yes.
Definitely get the guy.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, we're all willing to chip in to make sure as
Yeah.
well,
You know, look at his
I mean,
face.
he really needs to
He
unwind.
needs
I
it
mean, look
so
look at that
much.
face. That is
Yes.
a face that just needs a good, 20 minutes. you know what I mean?
Horizontal service. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
service, yeah.
Give me your cheapest bed and don't fucking listen to them. Is that okay?
You do need a bath, though.
The cheapest
You're a
beds
cat.
are in the cheapest beds are in the stable, Master.
Don't give him.
Give
the
him a
cheapest
decent
bed.
damn
Give
bed,
him
for
a
goodness
decent
sake.
bed, for the
We
love
can
of God.
pay for it.
We've got so much gold, it's
Very
ridiculous.
well.
We can pay for a nice bed for him.
Very well. You can feel that, with her misunderstanding, and Simon heard service as well. I was like, wow, he worded it that way. I'm jumping on that.
Oh, yeah.
She just thought you were being bold and very metropolitan. At which point she was just like, "Oh, okay, I'll
Surface.
I mean, fair play to her for being comfortable
Flat.
with the fact that her
Yeah.
husband can
Horizontal
bang somebody else.
surface.
No, the husband arranges it, is what she said.
Oh, that was not how I heard that.
I heard the husband like does it.
Does it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Hand
I
job.
was like, fair play. You know what I mean? We all have our agreements, and as long as you two are both consenting and happy with it, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Wow, do we have the channel set to mature? I'm just wondering.
Always. Always.
It's on by
It's all
default, I imagine.
implied. It's
Yeah.
all implied.
Do not worry.
You came to
But-
D&D. What can I say? But yes, so
Glory
yeah,
will take the nice room, Simon.
Yep. So top-notch room for you guys.
No, I'm
Um,
going back to the caravan. I've got a hammock
okay.
to sleep in.
Sure.
course.
Eclipse.
Eclipse is gonna go with someone's go to someone's room and probably
that means I
Glory's because
Finally get some sleep where I don't have to have a cat running around at like all hours of the goddamn night. Oh, this is wonderful.
That's why you have magical earplugs.
No, I just cast Zone of Silence and then I get an hour of like nothing. It's like
I
Just
didn't
a
know that I
minute.
go for the stable because one, I mean, he has done that before. He's fucking used to it. Two, it's as
We're-
far away from these chuckle fucks as he can possibly get. So
I mean we kind of like we bought you a better room than the stables.
I'm going to the stables. Fuck
He,
it.
yeah.
Like after you did that, he is doubling down on the stables out of spite.
Of course he is.
Aiden, make me a wisdom saving throw, please, as I cast
Motherfucker.
command on him.
Oh no!
Oh!
You're going permanently on Aiden's shit list because you know how much he hates people fucking with his brain. I'm not even joking.
Oh,
I mean, my wisdom saving throw is a +10, so if he's proficient in it,
I'm not proficient in it, but it's a dirty 20.
you do save. My DC's 19.
And
Oh,
I
well.
don't think you can know that he cost it when you save.
He's still.
Is
Um,
it
I
like
think when you
charm?
save, you do. And also
No.
command. He has to state the command. It's an overt spell.
Yeah, that's fair.
oh well, I tried. Nah.
Like when it fails, am I aware that he tried to do that?
Oh yeah,
You heard him say
command requires him
something.
to say a word.
all he did
I
was all he did was say, "Aiden,
Shoot
go to
me.
your room."
I glare, and with the most serious and cold tone, Aiden says, "Don't you even fucking dare."
I mean, if you want, I'll cast Bane on you next time, and then I'll command you. Stop being an asshole and go to the nice bed. Sleep properly.
Yeah.
You're always the worst when you have a terrible night's sleep in a crappy bed.
Yes, we don't want grumpy Aiden. Please go to the right bed.
You mean default?
We always have grumpy Aiden. I'm sorry.
Yes, but we don't want grumpy
Okay, we've
Aiden.
got unbearable. Aiden.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't
Is the
want
point.
unbearable. So please go to the nice bed where you will actually sleep.
I'm pretty sure he'll sleep in the stables too.
No.
Aiden. I don't think he really cares.
Yeah, Aiden is accustomed to passing out in the street, so
Yeah.
Yes, but there's a difference between passing out and actually sleeping.
this is true. This is
Yeah.
Aiden, level 13 Blood Hunter, level 20 Spite.
Oh yeah.
We are your
One
frenemies.
has to admire his persistence to surviving on pure spite.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, command is a single word spell, so all you heard was Farrell's telling you to go
No,
to
I
your
know,
room.
but I was asking Simon if I was, by succeeding in the wisdom saving throw, if I was aware of the effect.
I'm
They
going to
was-
say yes.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
and
say
That's fine
why.
by me. If the,
Yeah.
the DM rules that,
Yeah.
that's what the
Yeah.
DM
Yeah.
rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say that such an overt spell. Yes.
Yeah. There's a little base in it because it's not command if you don't put a little bit base in it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Pace boosted farewell. I don't want to hear that.
Not only that, you know Farewell. You've watched him command people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done it a few times.
Yeah. Well, regardless, when it's around like, after I think a very long day of reading books and then and then don't say it like that. After a long day of reading books, and then
Hi, Snipe.
and then Cora nuking a museum, I want to say that Aiden is quite knackered, so stable or not, regardless, he is going to fucking pass out.
Sure. Okay. Took a while to say what fucking bed are you guys sleeping in, but sure.
I'm Caravan.
Kate, I know it's kind of redundant for you, but where would you go?
Yeah, I'm going to the caravan.
Going to the caravan. Yeah.
Yeah, because
No point getting a bed when you're not going to be in it.
Well, there's partly that, but at the same time, it's like the caravan is sort of like is their space. You know, if for some reason like, because she doesn't completely know like how easy it would be to wake her when she's not actually there. So it's like if they need to like hightail it out of there or whatever, they can't grab her body and throw her on the caravan. So better that she's on the caravan.
True. Yeah, actually, that's a good point. It's like if the caravan's moving when you disappeared, but no, never mind.
Exactly.
So, yeah. Now you always come back contextually where you should.
I see. Oh, okay.
Yeah. You know, Fae are nothing if not creatures of narrative, so they can pop you back in the same carriage. It's not a problem. Okay. In that case, I'm going to go around each of you individually because this is good fun.
Oh no.
I don't like.
Are we all getting a horizontal service? Yay!
Horizontal
Yay!
Also, a reminder
All
that
round, and it's all the same guy. No,
You get one,
so-
and you get one.
You get the farm. You get the farmer. You get the farm.
I
Anyway,
like to point out the joys of being inside the caravan is they can't come in unless I let them.
so I'm going to
door's
start
locked.
off by asking Eclipse,
Wow.
who are you imposing yourself on?
Glory.
Good.
It's
I've been
Glory
looking this
Snipe.
up for the last few minutes to make sure this was the case. So, Glory and Eclipse. You go to the room, you open the door, and sat there in the bed, at first glance, is a beautiful, buxom drow woman, stark naked, sprawled across the bed, looking at whoever comes through the door first with come to bed eyes. And at this point, I would like to find out how many hit points you have, Eclipse.
Oh no. Well, I took some damage earlier, so I currently have 54 hit points.
Eclipse falls asleep, bang, on the floor. And the drow goes, I mean no harm. I just needed to speak. You and me. And at that point, the naked drow woman disappears, and instead, a cambion, a large male with blood-red skin,
Glory
with
is
black webbing,
disappointed.
black fingernails, black horns, black inky
Oh,
eyes,
Glory.
black horns on the tips of his wings, is there in place of the otherwise really nice drow. It's kind of disappointing. He gestures gently, and Eclipse gets moved onto the rug, and he says, "Can we close the door before somebody?"
You have 1 minute.
Closing it.
So he says, "We haven't got long. However, I'm here to propose a deal to you, and only you, Glory Tezcacotl. Let's get the formalities out of the way. I believe you know this contract." He signs it and hands it to you. You know the contract well. You learned it in school. By school, I mean insight. Yeah, don't time me. I'll tell you when a minute's up. I'll tell you when the narrative minute is up. More importantly, I'm not getting rushed. I'm the DM. He hands you a contract. You saw it in school with insight. It means that during the course of this conversation, he can't harm you unless you make any attempt to harm him.
All right.
Is everything
Any
in
fine
order?
print?
No.
Simon?
No, it is
No?
standard.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I'm fine with that.
So, I come representing Archlord Despater.
Oh. Do I recognize that name?
Yes, Archlord Despater is one of the controls one of the rings of hell. In fact, the city of Dis is very famous in hell, to the point where you don't even have to make a roll as long as you're of a certain level. And City of Dis is the closest to a civilized city in hell where you can actually go and make a deal. You know this is part of your background. You also know that this you suspect that Excellence does his business in Dis. He says, as I say, my Lord Despater, although I do not come directly from him, I have come from obviously my own patron, would like to offer you a deal. Something for you to mull over. We have noticed that there is a being that wishes to interfere with Mundus and has a number of demons. Demons that we have never seen before in his employ. This is something that troubles us greatly in the pit, all the way up to Lord Asmodeus himself. And you do see that he has a holy symbol of Asmodeus at his belt. Asmodeus is doing rather well in the Blood War. Not only that, but we're very happy with the state of Mundus at the moment. Mundus is full of sinners. It's harvest time for the devils. At the moment, business is booming, and we would like to keep the status quo. The status quo. This upstart that's coming in from the outer realms, no. Cannot have that. Both Archlord Despater and Great Lord Asmodeus wants to avoid this at all costs, to the point where we're willing to make an investment in the mundane world in order to ensure this. First of all, I would like to give you the means to be able to call me. I must admit, begrudgingly, present you with my summoning ritual. And he gives you a scroll. This scroll, once you have learnt it, allows you to call on this cambion. You can fill in a name for me in the mundane world. I was at least allowed to keep that back. Everything else there, the iconography, the sigils, will be attuned directly to my being. But they have at least allowed me to keep my name. I am not here as a part of punishment. I am, after all, an ambassador. You have a feeling he casts sleep at 7th level. So yeah, he's not your average cambion. He's a lot more powerful. Very good spellcaster. So, the deal that we wish to broker. First of all, we will give you certain boons in the fight against this upstart. First of all, if you fight any demon, we will allow you access to a pureblood form.
Demon or devil, Simon? Do you mean devil?
He's a devil.
Yeah, so it would be demon. Just double checking.
Yeah, cambions are devils. Yeah. And the pit is in reference to the devil. Abyss is demon. We will allow you a pureblood form. One that is in keeping with your lineage.
Has it been a minute, Simon?
Allow you a little more resilience. It will also give you access to certain abilities. We believe that the most fitting form for you would be Succubi Intentata.
Are you making Gloria an actual succubus? Can I wake up, please?
No,
is
no.
not a succubus.
Because narratively,
This is
we
the-
need it to last 20 because sometimes that goes in our favor. So sleep.
Yep. Yeah. Narratively, he has managed to buy enough time for this quick conversation. It's no small boon that we would give to you. You would be able to adopt this form until its form gets destroyed, at which point you would, as per the Polymorph Maxima spell, would return to your current state.
Interesting.
This will also help you with the other personal thank you that Lord Despater would give you. A residence in the city.
But
A residence in the city.
Mhm.
This can be your own personal residence that we would gift you, or you can declare the residence that for the Tezcatlipoca family.
don't mess with hell.
As part of being a succubus of the Third Order, you yourself would be able to abjure demons. You probably wouldn't be able to do it more than once or twice a day, but in your form, that would be allowable. Not only will this form come to you in the presence of a demon, but also when you enter hell. Unfortunately, for many people, entrance into hell means that they are hunted and judged. You, on the other hand, as a side effect of being able to take on this form, will stay in that form once in hell, which means that upon your demise, should you go into the pit, you will form immediately into that devilish form. Just to give full details of the contract, you understand.
Of course.
And you would immediately, if you are to die and go to hell, be immediately pressed into the service of Lord Despater.
So you're signing away your soul.
Yes, but instead of signing your soul away, becoming what would it be? The lowest, the drippy guys, a dretch. Instead of becoming no, that's a demon.
No, it's not a dretch, but I know who you're talking about. It's
yeah,
a lemur.
the wobbly things. Yeah,
It's lemur.
Lemur, that's it. Instead of becoming a lemur and basically being foodstuff for the devils, you would go in as a full-blood devil for the rest of eternity. If you go to hell.
It's the contract not that she does go to hell because she's signing away her soul.
If she technically enters into the contract, she would if she died.
Her soul would go anyway if she went to hell. But this does not take her soul. He says if she goes to hell, she will become a full-blood demon. If she doesn't go to hell, her soul goes to wherever it goes.
Probably still.
I understand that there's a lot of deliberation that needs to be made. That's why you have the summoning ritual. Give it some thought. We are willing to put in extra facets to the contract. I'm sure your family may have a few things that they wish to put in, as would your mundane patron. Discuss it. We can give you some power with that, and should you end up in the fight against the great being itself, well, let's just say we never let one of our own go into a fight without favorable odds. I can see that your cat is stirring. Tell her that you had fun. He messes up the bed, conjures a breastband.
Cheating on your girlfriend
out of the air, and says, I look forward to seeing you again. Don't forget to name me. He bows and disappears. You now have the summoning ritual for this specific cambion. When he disappears, by the way, the contract that means that he cannot hurt you burns up, and you're just stood there holding the other scroll.
I put it in my bag of
Eclipse.
holding.
You must have fallen unconscious or fainted or something because you just woke up.
What happened, Glory?
Nothing that exciting.
Did you have sex in here when I was unconscious on the floor?
No, Eclipse. I sent her on her way. Don't worry about
Because
it.
that would be really weird.
I wouldn't do that. You may look like a cat.
You live with
but
a cat, Nick. I'll say nothing else. I would probably say that at least once Glory has been in flagrante and Eclipse has come in and going, we've run out of eggs.
Yeah. Probably, but
probably
like,
would.
Yeah, mainly because she has got thumbs, and the concept of a locked door is still completely foreign. to
she's
her.
got thumbs and proficiency thieves tools.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah. Eclipse is basically every cat owner's worst nightmare.
Yes. She has thumbs, proficiency, thieves tools, enable.
There's an advert out here in the UK that used to be there, which was cats with thumbs. It was a milk advert.
Also, quite like arcane knowledge, so she can like disable magic traps as well.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
she is a thief. She's, it's her job to get into places.
What do you think Aiden, for a good chunk of time, has been going to another dimension to get away to get some good night's sleep?
Literally your only option.
Yeah.
Like,
Let's just say that the talk about around Rodrigo got the other owner a little confused.
okay.
Mhm.
Also, yeah, I don't know who Rodrigo is.
I meant Aiden. It's been a while, Corinne, okay? Please. I'm sleepy.
So if this was in Ostergald, you could have made a character that's like, Rodrigo, the butcher down on Gleam Street. And I'm there going, thanks very much. There's a butcher now and a Gleam Street. So, yes,
Yeah.
it was yours.
Mm-hmm. Next
Infection
person.
has contacted you. I will give you details off stream, Felicia, so that you can decide whether or not it's worth your time or not.
I do want to remind you that Excellence clearly stated that he didn't want you to mess with Hal, and this specifically.
Almost as if Simon put the line in there specifically for some reason. But anyway, Rodrigo, a familiar looking door appears as you're bedding down. It doesn't actually solidify, but passing through the door and then solidifying without her needing to open it is Olivia.
Oh, hello there.
Well, you know I can return any time I like.
That's true.
Your mother's okay.
Oh, thank goodness.
She's having one of her more lucid moments. We passed some food through, some things to read. She seems to be calm. Maybe it took enough of her energy that she gets a moment. Who knows?
That's good to know.
She sits down on this rough pallet that you've got, because the out here is rough laborers' pallets. I mean, it's literally a copper piece per night, and it's a copper piece's worth of sleep as well. It's warm, but that kind of musty warm that you get in stables. The occasional wicker of a horse, woken up occasionally by people coming in late. And she says, what do you think?
I mean, I think if I may, I'm currently thinking about a lot of things, so you're gonna have to be a little specific.
She goes to reach for a just a what would be a canteen of water, or maybe actually there's probably a few creature comforts that the landlady has forced upon you if you're insisting to be on this bed. She's probably given you like a small box of meat and cheese and like a flagon of what would be light beer. It would it's only brewed for cleaning it. And she reaches out, and as she starts speaking, she forgets herself, and you watch her arm go limp, and yet the flagon of ale is still lifting up in the air and being poured into the goblet.
Oh boy. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was referring to your current hunt, this witch queen.
Well, I mean, I was planning on going in to the Dust Cult pretty soon, but we're still working on the last details of the plan, so to speak. We're basically thinking about luring her to somewhere. Farewell will hallow the ground to give us a bit of a safe space to fall back to should shit go bad. However, currently we're thinking about. Well, we were told that because she's currently a being of pure rage and bitterness and spite, to cut her off from those emotions, but we're kind of realizing we don't really have the means to do that. So we're probably thinking about putting more wood to the fire. So we're in hopes that hopefully she burns out.
Mine's a strange thing. When Renata pulled my soul back into my body and sealed me there, my mind was intact. I had been dead a fraction of a second. I lost nothing. If anything, I died being the most me I could be, which is why who you see in front of you. And at this point, you notice her arm twitches and she reaches out with her physical arms and takes you by the hands and she says, that's what makes me me. Everything that's quintessential about me, I still have. This creature, like many of the greater undead, only has a fraction of itself. If you wanted to disable it emotionally, you would force it to go in a direction of something that it doesn't have. At that point, it would be as mentally crippled as a newborn. For example, I doubt it can love. If you were to make it love, it would suddenly be unable to function. It has no idea. It would have to learn. It would have to try to build part of itself, but not being a living creature, not having a soul with which to have that mote, that spark of creative force to create new thought. It would just be distracted. A little hard to access all of your arcane power, your arcane knowledge, whilst you're trying to think about something that for you is a gaping hole in your mind. Absolute nothingness.
True.
Now, amplifying what she does have, I doubt that you would burn her out, but you'd make her more the monster that she is. Which sounds dangerous, but she's unable to grow more than she is. Thankfully, with most undead, they would have to... It would be a form of enchantment to make themselves more than they are. You know that diminishing returns on that, you can ask Glory about that. What would happen, though, if you were to increase her hunger, for example. She would lose the functioning part of herself. She'd become feral, bestial, unable to, I guess, use her finer abilities, her ability to anticipate, calculate, form strategy.
I was thinking about that. I guess even powerful undead need to eat every now and then.
Also, I would say that if she was a powerful caster in life, any form of manipulation that was magical, there's a chance that she would see through it. I would blindside her. Use what you know affects her before you start applying magic. You found out about this king, about these other things. This is what Renata would do. Renata wouldn't pull out her wand first. She would use her knowledge first. She would have it so that the job was half done before she applied magic and pushed it over the edge.
Well, look at you already talking like an actual blood hunter.
Well, it turns out that even though this body is technically not connected to my soul, and you can see the body's still alive because the body was recovered.
Yeah.
Her soul just didn't appear in it. I believe that many of the alchemical processes to become a blood hunter would still work on my blood. Assuming that the commander wills it, of course.
That's not a burden I want to put on you right off the bat. You can still hunt undead, you can still hunt werewolves or whatever the fuck without having fancy-pantsy blood magic. Trust me, it's not really worth it.
It's true. Vampires have tried to get in my mind, not being able to find it. I confuse them.
Sorry I haven't been to the Dust Hole lately. Things have been complicated.
I had you to myself for a long time. Absence makes the heart grow fonder, I think is the phrase. And also, I think if we spent too much time together in that place would get under our skin. I kind of enjoy going out hunting with Hector and the others. Hector's dry, brusque, but I used to work in the Green Organization.
Yeah, I guess you'd be used to that, huh?
I'm kind of liking having my own life. And hey, if I get to go out, have my own life, and I still return to you, it's got to be the real deal, right?
I'd imagine.
Anyway, I just thought you might want to bounce some ideas off me.
I appreciate that, yes. Recently, it's been feeling stagnant, kind of like I've forgotten how to hunt. I don't know if that's a good thing, honestly, but regardless, I did kind of need the refresher.
You're welcome. Just one thing. Do blood hunters gain the ability to use some of the abilities of the things they hunt?
Depends. We can almost hunt a bunch of undead and ghosts and things that go bump in the night, and thus we have a lot of abilities that let us go through objects, things like that. I've heard of other orders. Hector used to be part of it, that specializing hunting werewolves and other lycanthropes, and look at them, they're part lycanthrope now.
Which is why Hector can... Yeah, okay. It's just... I've been practicing a lot of blood hunter magic recently, the ritual side of it all, as part of my training. And, well, you know, I'm immune to your mother's voice. I might be able to. I don't know. I feel like I might be able to do it myself.
The answer is no. I'm sorry, but no.
Okay. I understand. I know how much it upsets you when you hear her do it, even through the shield.
Yeah, it's that type of sound you really can't unhear no matter how much you try. So,
Most people only hear it once.
after all this is done, I'm actually gonna talk with Hector about rebuilding the Canal Estate. The Dusk Hole is nice and all, but I don't really want to throw another person into a furnace.
Well, current theory is your mother could probably power that place forever.
I'd rather she didn't.
As you wish, Commander.
Yeah, thanks.
Anyway, if we keep talking about this, you're not going to sleep.
No, not at all. No.
She walks up to you, kisses you on the top of the head, starts walking towards where the door was, but the door isn't there anymore.
Are you gonna make her sleep in the barn? Are you gonna make her sleep in the barn?
Mira.
And suddenly her body is engulfed in strange eldritch flames, and she's gone.
Aw. Well, shit. Okay. Well, time to mull this thing's over for like 4 hours and then sleep for like 2.
Why is it they always tell you just as you're going to bed?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. It's that thing where like Aiden's just Aiden is just gonna do the thing where like he's just gonna get on bed, look at the ceiling, but not really close his eyes, and he's just gonna be internally screaming. That's gonna be it for like 4 hours.
For farewell, you start to drift towards sleep, and you can feel on the edge of your existence this being drawn back to the same abject darkness. Your ears almost have a kind of preemptive tinnitus to the screams. And just as you're at that point where you're about to tip into sleep, there's a sudden noise like fabric or maybe wings beating once. Sat at the edge of the bed is a silver-haired young girl, about 14. You know that if you look her in the eye, her eyes are black abysmal pools, absolute darkness in her eyes. She has pale skin as if lit by moonlight, and she wears a very simple grey-silver shift that starts at her shoulders and ends at her ankles. This is a night singer, one of the muses of the Raven Queen. She is one of a large choir of divine beings, angels, effectively, under the Raven Queen, who have inspired her followers for years, centuries. And she turns to you and says, "A penny for your thoughts, farewell." And sure enough, her hand lightly touches the blanket and leaves behind a small silver piece. And with that, if we'll go into our break. We're going to take 10 minutes, guys. So we will be right back, and we will see you then. Bye.
Bye.
And welcome back, everybody. When we last left off, we had a little bit of deliberation from the players, deciding what they're going to do with the Witch Queen, a greater undead, an undead who transitioned themselves during life by tearing apart their soul, taking on what they thought was a powerful avatar form, but ended up just becoming undead. Giving you an idea of a little bit more of an idea of what undead means in Aleria and some of the metaphysics that goes to it. It's a mockery of life. When you tear apart what is essential to life, what you have left has no meaning. This is a truth that is known very much to one particular religion in Aleria, and that is the Raven Queen. Our grave cleric, Farewell Barebones, knows that life is fragile. It takes many forms. You could study the Warforged, for example, as an interesting case study on the presence of life. Life is about being whole. It's easy for somebody to become less alive to the point where they hit a threshold and their life as they knew it is gone. Their soul torn asunder, and all that's left is the hollow shell referred to as undead. Not dead, but not truly alive. This is something that has plagued Farewell, being that many of his family were killed, others taken, abducted by the strange creature known as the Witch Queen. The Witch Queen, this gaunt, spindly creature, elongated skeleton, the skin stretched, dried, and tanned to the skeletal frame, the eyes long since gone, so much so that the eye sockets are mere slight convex features on an otherwise taut, leathery face. The elongated jaw, strange, twisted teeth, long, elongated bones into nails that make up her long, spindly, taloned fingers. This is the creature that has done the most wrong to Farewell Barebones than any other creature in existence. Taking much from him, and yet with a small manipulation of the time stream, he's taken one thing back already, one victory against what happened. It's also been suggested that, depending on how he plays for it, there could be more to gain. This would be harrowing for anybody. This is not another day at the office for our grave cleric. This is personal. The things that are in the balance are personal to him. Also, failure in this case is not a simple case of losing something or even dying. It's the continuing torture, maybe eternal torture, of those that he loves. And so it's unsurprising that sat on his bed right now is one of the more inspiring divines, visiting Farewell so that he has the support he needs. A female figure, as tends to be attached to the Raven Queen or the Moon. Silver hair, dark eyes, black inky pools for eyes, pale skin, wearing a shift-like dress, grey silver, cascading down to her feet in a single piece, making it almost seem like it is her body. No wings, but you know she's a divine form. She's very similar to the muses of Sahani, you've been told, who are very similar in appearance, albeit that they tend to look a little bit older. The Raven Queen's about fate. It seems to be reflected in this form. This is a time of any mortal person's life where they start to determine the first major threads of fate in their life as they're deciding who they're going to be, or at least discovering who they are. She turns to you and says, "Penny for your thoughts," touches the sheet lightly, and leaves behind a single silver coin. And she looks at you farewell expectantly.
There's a moment where he doesn't open his eyes or move, waits a bit more, opens his eyes back up again, sits up. I don't require motivation. I don't require a pep talk. I don't require a guiding hand. I don't even require moral support. You want to help? You want to ensure I walk the right path? Then give me a weapon. Give me power. Give me strength. Give me something that I can use to tear the very fabric of this being into tiny, tiny little things. Give me the ability to rip her soul from her form and shred it to the astral sea, or leave. I have no time for morality now.
You know my kind too well, but you are a weapon. Farewell. You carry with you the power of the mistress. You've already shown how well you challenge it and channel it. And need I remind you, at which point, unbidden, a knife appears in your hand. We've already given you one weapon. She stands, and as she does so, she seems to age a little. She's about 16 now. I did not come to coddle you, or even give you sympathy, champion.
Good.
We know how much you hate such things, though you seem to be better at administering it yourself. You wish for a weapon. Death is your gift. You can open the doors wide and give her oblivion. She believes, quite rightly, that if she dies the incorrect way, that her consciousness will live on, kept company only by her bitterness, her sorrow. She wishes for an afterlife where she can somehow find some happiness, but that happiness is beyond her. You say to tear her soul. Her soul is already a tattered rag, parts of it ripped, gone, long since reabsorbed into the fabric of reality. Oblivion is the best for her now. I would say peace, but peace needs to be perceived, does it not? Nothingness, the nothingness that she has placed your family into. That is what you can give her. To kill her, destruction of her mortal form, destruction of those who would be able to restore her, the retinue that she holds so dear. Well, she considers so necessary. She doesn't hold anything dear anymore. That will be her first death. The second death needs to be the death of the self. And that is where you need to step up to the plate. Simply defeating her arcane prowess, destroying her body, is one thing. But you must be the harbinger. You must be the one to take her through the gate. You must be the one to take her shriveled and mean form and finally put it to rest in oblivion. She may not be grateful, And as I say, peace is perceived. The peace that you feel amongst the astral sea once you finally fall through the cascade and back into the arms of the gods, that is something perceived. She will not perceive it. She will simply be gone, as the rest of her. You are disposing of the waste of a shattered soul, as where the dwarves mine their metals so diligently and so happily, they dispose of the slag left over. Soul is a beautiful thing. The refuse from it is the abstract. She, right to the core, is an abomination, nothing to save. We can sympathize for the being that she was. Do not do so for the being that she currently is. She is beyond any form of help, simply because there is nothing there to help. I dare say with your... And she looks at you with some caution, disdain, you're not quite sure. With your new abilities, tied with the power given to you by the goddess of fate, that you could be tempted to change hers. May I make this clear? The Witch Queen has no fate. Simply the passage of time for what is an incredibly complex material component.
Have you quite finished?
To give fate to those that do not have it. You wanted a weapon. I've just given you one.
Care to explain?
I've told you what you must do. Hearing your conversations with your compatriots, you seem to be a little unaware of what your end goal should be with regard to this creature. I use the word loosely. A creature has a pulse. Do you need me to school you further on the obliteration of matter? Or has my direction at least pointed you into what you must do?
There is... We are such assholes as a religion, you know that? Such assholes. No. No, you don't need to school me. You don't need to continue on. I know what I must do. I know what I will do in your disdain or displeasure or upsettedness of a sidestep is narrow-minded. I understand that now. Took me a while to get there. I was always stubborn. More so than I was willing to admit.
The mistress gives you favor that not all of us agree with.
Oh,
but
good.
It is in our nature to obey.
Good. That doesn't mean I need to hear about it, so quiet
Indeed.
now.
However, I will give a gift because that is also in my nature. Your family do have a fate, and it's not over yet. For your own sake, don't screw it up. By the time she finishes talking, she's about mid-20s. Her hair has turned raven black. Her eyes now look human. Her skin has a slight blush to it, rather than the porcelain skin that it was before. Her cascading dress, as it is now, trails very slightly across the floor and has gone from being the silver grey to almost a charcoal black. We're watching.
Good.
Oh.
I hope you
And with
won't
that-
be disappointed.
And with that, she disappeared.
I'm so glad Eclipse and the others are in the caravan. I could not put up with them either gloating or being disappointed or telling me they told me so. Oh.
Eclipse's ears flicks, and she said, I feel a disturbance in the force. I feel like I should tell you, but I told you so.
I love the fact when she refers to the ears now, she grabs the cushion.
Yeah. They are appropriately cat ear shaped and in the right position.
Yes.
The coin, is it still on the sheet?
It is.
Cool. Farewell gathers the sheet up with the coin, puts it to one side, gets up, rubs his head, gets out his books, sits out the table, carries reading, and will read until exhaustion forces him to a sleep.
Okay. When you do eventually sleep, you find yourself in the darkness again. You hear the screaming. I don't know if you've heard the music piece Threnody to the Victims of Hiroshima. Some people would have to study it in school. It starts off with a load of violins being played deliberately to scream. It sounds like bombs being dropped. Really eerie piece. And that's how I imagine the screams are. They sound like screeching violins at a distance, and yet toning perfectly your name. You know that distance here doesn't exist. There's no space. Distance is only a perceived thing. They are right next to you and infinity miles away at the same time. However, you can feel this coin in your hand still. This strange divine artifact that's been given to you as token. And at that point, I'm going to cross to Cora. What are you doing, Cora?
At night, what am I what am I doing?
Is there anything you do before bed?
I don't think so. I mean, maybe check that Tuck has eaten something and he's still alive.
Yep.
I would.
It's Tuck 712.
Yeah.
Yep. Tuck is as you've put out various scraps and things, and he's happily and very quickly. You've never managed to get him to eat slow. He's kind of cramming his face.
I reckon as well that Tuck is like slightly fatter than the average mouse because she probably feeds him a little too much like rich foods, you know, that he shouldn't have. And
I'm
probably
picturing
leaves
Gus.
too
Gus,
much.
keep going. Yeah.
So you know, yeah, just so she'll like pull a handful of whatever out of her pocket and dump it on the side next to him so that he just gorges himself on that all night. And I mean, I think she sort of tries to pull together everything that she needs to do and remember everything they talked about. And really just like, right, is she actually going to go and ask the Summer King what he can do and all that sort of stuff. So, I mean, that's her main task is like, I got to go and ask this question or these two questions, but essentially to find out if there is a way for them to help either through any sort of gift to her, I suppose that's an option too, or if they can just sort of come in there and do it. She knows they can't really come to the to this plane very easily, so I guess it's like, what can you do from here? But anyway, essentially,
They have explained that when the shit hits the fan, they can appear.
They can.
They
They
can't
just
stick around for too long.
No, exactly. So it'll be very much a bamf in, do the deed, whatever. So, and they're less powerful when they're there. So it's like if they're asking for something, she's asking for something incredibly powerful potentially. It's like, yeah. So anyway, I mean that's her main thing. Is like she knows she has a task to do tonight. Basically, so she doesn't really have everything else to do. Probably checks on everyone else, or to a certain degree.
Okay.
And yeah, and then
Does she check on everyone else when they're awake or when they're asleep? That's the big question.
It depends how quickly. I mean, she I'm pretty sure I remember she knows that Farewell fell asleep at the desk in a way, or the table, right? While reading and stuff. So I think she probably at least checks he's actually gone to bed today.
Sure. He's up for a long time. If you stay up as long as he does. Yeah.
Okay, I'll note. I don't think I will because she wants to go and do this. But I think there's a part of her that's like, last time they got pulled in, and she's not sure whether they should be pulled in for this conversation as well. So she's probably just a bit like, they're not asleep. Okay, just noting who's awake, who's asleep.
Yeah. I mean, what you would probably see is lots and lots of loose sheets of paper with different stages of what looks to be spells in them. And each one looks initially identical, but if you do spend any time looking at them, you can just see that there's like a slight extra line on one part and it's thrown away. There's slightly, some of the symbols are swapped around, and it's just lots of this sort of, junior wizard reputation part that he's just again and again and again and again and just hammering and hammering.
Yeah. I suppose she might even go over and look over what he's doing and be like, okay, this is interesting. Totally did Scarlett's voice instead. Sorry. And look at what he's up to, kind of give him a back hug type thing and be like, please actually get some sleep tonight. That would be great. Like, for you, I'm not going to pull you in unless I need to, but okay. This looks complicated. I'm glad I don't have to do this.
Kate, it does look more wizardly. You've seen his usual doodlings. This is definitely more curly writing, arcane stuff, more of the stuff that you see from Glory.
I think she's that's the thing. I think she's noticing that he's been changing things up. In a way, since he got the pen as well, though, like the fact that she can't read what he's writing, he's changing certain things. He's like, I think she's noticed that things are not necessarily changing, but that he is mixing things up and going in other directions and adding new skills, shall we say, and things like that. So that's why she's like spying a little bit more, like, what is this? Because this is not the usual stuff. This is new. Yeah.
He's sort of as you tell him to go get some sleep and ask what he's doing. Farewell will give you just a brief moment where it's a bit too deadpan, and he probably meant it with a bit more levity, but goes, I figured out how to rewrite the universe.
Right, yeah. Get some sleep. Yeah.
I will sleep in an hour or two. Just an hour, promised. 5 hours later.
Yeah. She'll leave him to it. But yeah. I think
it seems like we're gonna have to leave later in the day because these two chuckle fucks need to actually sleep.
Maybe
I can sleep whilst you travel.
Yeah, we can drive and someone can
actually,
sleep.
Yeah, they
tag
can sleep
team
on the
it.
carriage.
But
You've
wait.
got a whole demi-plane inside your...
Wait. Farewell's the one driving.
Cora knows how to drive. He's
If
sleeping
you're
dragon.
here and I'm here and they're here, who's piloting the carriage?
Autopilot. That doesn't no cruise control. That's it.
Cruise control on our
It's a
donkeys.
Tesla.
Just
We've now
Eowyn
got-
and the wormling
Oh
kind
no,
of
wait,
just
we got
stood there.
horses. We don't have donkeys. We have actual
Yeah,
horses.
we have actual horses, but we have a Tesla. It's the first ever self-driving caravan.
Yeah.
Oh
you just
yes, they're called
I like
tell
the
them
idea.
where to go.
I like the
Yeah.
idea that like when we realized this, we just like set the horses to start walking forward, but only forward. So when we look out the caravan, we're like in the middle of a forest or about to fall off a cliff.
It works on that Red Dead logic that if you put the X on the map, the horse will just walk there on the roads, just without having to worry. He'll just follow the road there. It's fine.
It'll be
totally how that
fine.
works.
And
Yeah.
never crash into a local and get
Or
or,
a-
have
or
a
a
bear
wagon
attack.
and-
It'll
yeah.
be fine. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Sorry, I was just thinking the whole, especially what he just said. Actually, I realized it's not even since he got the pen. The other, there obviously since we flashed back to his family and this whole start of the Witch Queen thing, and especially when he says that, there's a little bit of like, is he just gonna try and, is he trying to like stop any of that having happened? And I think she's a little worried about him. But, anyways.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Cut to like 6 months from now, where I'm manically laughing.
Yeah.
You're all dead, and
Yeah.
there's just fire everywhere.
I like the
I
idea
managed
that
it.
Farewell. I like the idea that Farewell, while reading through the books, he just says to himself, "This can't be good for me, but I feel great."
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah. Meth. Not even once.
So, Cora, when you do go to sleep,
Yes.
you transubstantiate,
Yep.
completely disappear. As you come into the Feywild, it's rougher than usual. Instead of just suddenly blinking and being in the summer realm, there's a moment where a cold Arctic wind passes through you,
Ooh.
and you hear wailing on the wind, "The lineage does not dream." And you open your eyes, and you are in your home away from home, the princess's quarters of the Summer Palace, aka your second bedroom.
I look around for Enola and stretch and get out of bed and wander around.
You can hear from the humming behind a vanity screen, which is there mostly just because they know they need vanity screens. The Fae aren't exactly backwards about coming forwards. You can hear this almost Disney princess humming.
Okay. I'll follow it.
You can see she's dressed freshly into lovely, quite princess style costume. You can see by the side that there is a gilded breastplate that she's yet to put on, and you have a feeling is probably just going to be accessible rather than something that she puts on right now. She's in the middle of doing an incredibly complex French braid on her hair, yet her fingers work automatically, doing it perfectly. It's kind of a upward cresting French plait that then comes to a kind of crest bob on the back of the head and then kind of goes down with her hair kind of being symmetrical either side. You've always marveled at how the Fae can so very perfectly arrange hair and everything else, makeup, just everything with absolute precision. You're here.
Hi. Everything
I
okay?
was just refreshing my look.
I don't know why you need to. You look amazing all the time.
We get bored easily.
Not too bored easily, I hope.
But I had an idea for style in trying it out.
I like it.
She picks up the breastplate, kind of gestures, and it disappears. So what has my knight been up to in Mandus?
Meeting a djinn.
How fascinating.
Yeah.
Are they as cold as I have been told? I've been told even the fire djinn are somehow two-dimensional.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, it was interesting. Well, I mean, we had to ask various questions. I kind of let the others do that. And at one point, Eclipse tried to kill me, so that happened. But it's fine. But something strange happened. I'm assuming the djinn was behind it. But I summoned a goat, and that seemed to help. And anyway, this is a weird story that is probably not useful.
I wasn't going to break your flow.
But I've noticed, yeah.
When she says that,
looking at Eclipse.
when you say that Eclipse tried to kill you,
Oh, yeah.
suddenly the room got very warm, and you get this sensation of power from Enola. You know that scene in Lord of the Rings where Galadriel does the
I will become
instead of Dark Lord, you can have a queen?
Mm-hmm.
It's not as big as that, but my god, there are similarities.
I think I kind of knew that was not going to go down that well, so she was trying to make light of it, of like, it wasn't just a thing and it wasn't an accident, you know, kind of thing.
The scene breaks when you say that you set a goat on her, and just the idea of it, the ridiculousness of it,
Yeah.
breaks the heat back down into a more bearable environment, and she starts laughing.
You're getting powerful.
It's father. I told you, he's placed some of his power in me as an investment, but also so that he can manage his nature.
I can tell.
It's my power now. I'm the summer princess, I guess. For what words are allowable. Anyway, not my stuff. We've got all the time in the world for that. That story is yet to be told. At the moment, we have another story to tell.
Well, yes. We learned something from the djinn. The main thing we were there for.
Good.
This djinn was linked to, well, the Witch Queen. So we asked if they knew what we could do to help take her down. And somehow we have to cut her off from the only feelings she has left, her emotions that she has left. And at the moment that seems to be basically just rage and anguish and bitterness and all of that. Yeah.
Yes.
And, well, the five of us have racked our brains a little, but you guys here, and maybe not you as much, but everyone else is almost born of emotions. They live on it, they thrive on it, they feed on it. It's the essence of here. And
she playfully walks up to you, grabs you by the scruff of the neck, grabs you by the collar and says, as a born mortal, I simply have more control over it. But don't underestimate my power. As she says, power, she amplifies passion, and you feel quite weak at the knees.
Oh, yeah, okay. Don't distract me, or I will forget what I'm talking about. Okay.
She lets go, and yeah, at that point,
I've gone very red at this point.
You kind of learn something a bit about this. She's playfully thrown her power around. She didn't give you passion that wasn't already there.
No, she just like turned it on a little bit, basically. She
took what was there and removed all of the things that normally impede it. Okay.
Yeah.
But yes, my father is the top authority, though arguably his scholars have meditated on it more. The things that make the Witch Queen herself are part our domain and part hers. And when she says hers, you instinctively know, as you do in all dreams, that she refers to the Winter Queen.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. Oh, I should also probably tell you, I may have tweaked the war, and I kind of do air quotes, into a race to the destruction of the Witch Queen.
Oh, you performed a bluster.
Did I? Was that good?
Did you speak to a member of the Winter Court and make them believe that they needed to be in competition with you, some one-upmanship?
Kinda. They were low ranking.
We call it a bluster. It happens all the time.
Well, I thought you guys fight each other all the time, and I thought this would benefit everyone because you could just fight over this instead of just ignoring everything else and fighting each other. This is win-win-win.
We fight each other because it's in our nature to do so. Think of it as a pair of rival sports teams that have always had it in for each other.
Well, that's what I thought.
Yes, occasionally people die, but that's never the aim. We play our roles. Sometimes we get carried away with it, but that is it.
Well,
in this we can still help each other a little.
Exactly.
In order to suppress who she is, you can do this as mortals. You can do it as arcane practitioners. You can also do it through us. We can find forms of distraction, find the ragged ends of what it is to be her and pull her away from what would normally be our domain. The Winter Court could take away her rage, for example. But in order to do so, they would need to focus on her self-loathing. That would empower them, but it would also empower her. We could amplify her rage to get rid of her self-loathing, allow her to become more assertive. That would empower us, empower her. To get rid of it all, you would need to find a part of her that still exists, one that she cannot deny. I personally would go with either love or the memory of who she was. Reminder of what she's lost.
That's what I thought, but we were worried whether or not that even was there anymore, if she cut that off completely and destroyed it.
Oh, I can guarantee it's not there anymore. That's the point. She'll be focusing on a vacuum.
Oh. I see, so you pick it, but because it's not there, nothing really gets amplified, but the other thing still disappears?
Exactly.
Huh.
Think about it. Imagine that, say for example, you had no anger.
Mm-hmm.
Whilst you were exhibiting kindness, joy, things like that, you would be functional because you have those things. If somehow I was to push you into a scenario where you had no choice but to be angry and you accessed a part of yourself that was gone, it makes your mind run off a narrative cliff. There's nothing there to place your feet upon. You tumble until you find solid ground again, until she's able to once again focus on herself, loathing, her anger. It could be momentary, but in that time she would be distracted. The question is whether you'd be able to sustain it.
Oh, so this is something I would have to try and do. I don't even know if I have that kind of power. Or is that something
You
your
can give
father...
it to you. In fact, anyone in the Feywild could give it to you. We would consider it part of your pact.
Right.
We could give you, I guess you would consider it a spell, for such a crude word to be given. It's simply an extension of the power already granted to you. Amplify rage. Enrage, I guess, would be the spell.
But I don't think we want to amplify rage. We want to... Or do you mean...
If you want to get rid of her self-loathing. As I say, we are somewhat... Maybe...
So I could only do one
at a time. Some of the other things
time.
that we can do. Impassion. We could... Anything that's associated with us, we can give you a spell that would amplify. The same with the Winter Court.
Yeah.
You primarily are to take on our mean, but for the purposes of this hunt, it would be permissible if you can find somebody who is willing to part for a gift, for a trade. You could get Empower Sorrow, for example.
Right.
You could go to the Dreamlands, speak to the Fae there, promote slumber, promote peace, promote thoughtfulness.
Basically, I
you
have to find the
are
thing
not
that
a-
she doesn't have now. I can't
Exactly.
give her rage. She has that. I can't give her sorrow. She has that. I need to cut those off by giving her something she doesn't have. Like you say,
There
love.
are other spells. I'll keep using the word. It's the one that you recognize the most.
Yeah.
You could, for example, absorb rage.
Oh, right. So I absorb it, take it from her.
But that means you yourself would become enraged. It would be within you. You would have to take on all of her mental state.
I don't think that's very stable, but I mean, I've raged before. I can burst into fire since your father helped me.
You simply scratch the surface of what rage is. The true meaning of rage is to lose oneself. In order for the spell to work correctly, you would have to promote rage in her, insult her somehow. She's got enough scars that you can poke to get her going. You would have to be cruel. Once she has given herself completely over to rage, drinking deep from her emotions to the point where nothing else remains, could weaken her almost entirely. There'd be none of her being left. But all of that rage, all of that would be inside you. You would have to hold it within yourself. And you could act out of even your own agency.
I mean, as long as everyone else knows that that might happen, I'm sure they could hold me if they need to. I just couldn't help them in the fight, apart from that. Not that they need it. They're pretty damn powerful.
And with you doing this, she would be less powerful. You would play your part. But it would not be easy or indeed nice.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, can imagine. It's strange, even that little when I've done it before, I focused it on the person that I'm trying to attack. I don't really want to lose control of that and attack people I like and love. But it's for a short time, and maybe I'd learn to control it or never have to do it ever again once she's dead.
If you ask me for it, I'll give it to you. I believe I've stated the danger.
I think I would prefer that to sorrow or regret or any of the other things that she has. At least I could use this one. And I think the others would make me fall apart.
Very well. She walks up to you and says, "In the name of my father," places her hand on your brow, and you now have the spell added to your list. It doesn't take place of any others. Absorb Rage.
This'll be fine. Okay.
Only good things can happen from here.
Yeah,
Absorb
nothing bad at all can
rage.
come from being angry.
Mm-hmm.
It is a
Last
wisdom
thing-
saving throw based on your spell modifier. Based on your spell DC. She fails the wisdom saving throw. You get to drink as deep as you want.
Okay. Okay.
deep
There are
Wisdom
consequences.
mod. Yeah, I'm sure. So rage wisdom mod. Yeah, save from. Okay. Cool. Just adding that to my Google Doc. Okay. I'm assuming it's a sort of one-time use, or does it use one of my spell slots, or is it not a spell slot but a one-time daily
You
use
can
or
do it
something?
as often as you like. It takes one spell slot.
It does take a spell slot. Okay, yeah. Cool.
Yep.
Remember, you only need to sit down for an hour and you get both of yours back.
Yeah.
I know, it's like, just hold her for just an hour, give me a second. That took it out of me. Okay.
I'm gonna have a power nap.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I hope that's the right thing to get, but it feels, yeah, that sounded like it. Okay. I think then I try and shake it off and go and try and chill with her for the rest of the night day. So that, unless
You
there's
do
more
for a short
specifically. Oh dear.
And suddenly she walks up to a mirror, gestures at it, and she says that you can see that there's motes of light, like stars in the sky, behind the mirror as she gestures. And she says, "Your friend sleeps soundly except for Farewell. He's hearing those voices again. It is both a dream and not a dream. It's astral projection. Does he know that he does this?"
I don't know. I think he thinks they're just dreams, nightmares. So
At
he's
some
making
point,
them?
It would probably be best for you to ask him if you would join him. As a dreamlike state, you are capable of traveling with him. It'll deprive you of my company for a little while, so I don't expect you to do it too often. But basically, as long as you're focused on Farewell, when he falls asleep, you can step in. He would have to be willing in order for this to happen. It takes Fey Masters or Arcanists some level of mastery in order to be able to go and do this against someone's will. But if he is willing for his consciousness to travel with yours, a conversation for another time.
No, but if I can help him, that would be nice. I don't think I was quite so aware how often he doesn't sleep well.
Arguably, he doesn't sleep at all. He simply leaves his body in a different way that you do. You carry on.
Concern.
You carry
This
on.
is
There's
needed.
feasting. You get to speak to some of the other Fey Knights. They talk about this sortie that they're putting together against some denizens of the Mountain Hag. Mountain Hag is a true Fey, like the Summer King. She is the Witch of the Mountains. The mountains are kind of a big sprawling mountain range that divides some of the Feywild. You know the Heartlands, which is where the Fey Centaurs live, is separated by the Summerlands by a mountain range that it belongs to the Mountain Hag. They are talking about taking a sortie out to infiltrate an old hermitage deep in the mountains that's been taken over by some hags. It seems adventurous, wonderful, the type of thing the Fae go for. And you're kind of glad that some of the Fae have started to veer away from this dream hunt now, although many of them are still ploughing into the minds of the populace to find the information. And by the minds of the populace, I mean also dreamers who've long since died, dream echoes of dreams. It's a good day/night, and you wake up fully refreshed the next morning, as does everybody else. Glory, you've been intermittently woken up by the tempestuous cat at your feet. But
It was
other than
unfortunately my turn to suffer. Everyone has to take the sacrifice.
you're suddenly very glad of the armored legs that you have, the dragon scales that are prominent all over your body. Have managed to deflect some of these scratches.
It's
but
only
not all of
when
them.
people move their legs, Eclipse is asleep, so it's when they move their legs and their feet, and that's when the claws come out.
She says that.
Yes, I'm taking this from my own cat, which I used to have, because he would regularly want to sleep at like the end of my bed by my feet, but I could not have my foot outside of the covers, and because if I moved it anywhere at all, my feet would then be like torn into ribbons. So.
Yep. You all wake up, and coming in from your various quarters, a large breakfast table has been set up in the main part of the inn, and you're surrounded by good, loud country folk.
Sorry,
laborers, carters, merchants, and yet your table has been sectioned off with a beautiful reserved sign on it.
God, we really are those assholes.
We are those assholes.
We sure are.
Sorry, Simon. Before I go for breakfast, and I imagine Farewell will be probably the last person there, I want to take the coin that I was given, and it's still wrapped up in that sheet, and I put one of the pages that I was working on, and I slide it out onto the page, not touching it, and I ritually cast onto it detect magic.
Yes. Yep, it has the school of... I was about to say alteration. That's from Elder Scrolls.
Yes, that's not a real thing.
Transmutation.
Transmutation. Okay.
Yeah, I'll go with transmutation. Yeah.
Transmutation. Cool. So I make a note of this. And I guess what Farewell's trying to do here is that he's trying to use the detect magic now that he knows what the school is from, and he's trying to work from the point that he is to work through the spell, not necessarily the spell, but its source. And he's looking at the bridge between the source where that power comes from and how it's gotten into this item and how it links the two, how this item can touch into that world of divine. It bridges, because it's not quite whilst it's always in part the maelstrom, because it's the source of all magic.
Yeah,
there is a part where it kind of goes maelstromy, divine, physical.
Basically, Farewell is doing the magical equivalent of reverse Google image search.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, that's a much better way than I was trying to describe it. Very much so. Farewell wants to understand how this works.
Okay. As you pick it apart, the transmutation also has elements of enchantment.
Writes this
No,
all
actually
down.
it doesn't, because enchantment is a different thing.
Enchantment?
Enchantment?
Sorry, as you break it apart, it has elements of conjuration and evocation. I will give it to you for free because of your background, that you know that it's an item of divine creation. You assumed that already, how it appeared.
I had a feeling.
Yeah. The evocation, has something to do with force.
And
it seems to be a usable magical item as well.
Yeah. Can I get any glimmer again into that, how it draws its power? And it's a very pointed part of the question that I'm asking for this, because it all ties into what's currently going on. And
it draws its power directly from the maelstrom, but it's a very, very, very thin thread. Less power than a cantrip.
Good. Is there a way that I can tug on that thread?
You can certainly try.
I would very much like to try.
Okay, so I need 2 rolls from you. The first is an Arcana.
There's a giant smoking hole in the floor where the caravan used to be. And just poor Farewell sat there, completely like soot black, head to toe, going, "Oh, that sucked." Yes.
I'm just going to
like?
call up a couple of assets. No need to panic. First I need an Arcana check from you.
Okay.
Should be getting good at that.
No. I rolled a natural 17 and I have a +4. I'm not proficient in Arcana yet. Yet. So that's 21.
Okay.
No, it's more. 21.
Yeah. That was to distinguish your finesse.
Yes.
You grab hold of it with finesse. Now just give me a spell casting roll, and because you got higher than 20, with advantage.
Which spell casting? Using my intelligence mod or my wisdom mod?
Your choice.
Oh.
Ooh. See, that's tough because like Wiz is +5, Int is +4.
But it'll probably give you different results.
You know what? This is some wizard shit. Ooh,
This is wizard shit.
Yeah, this
throws dice.
Throws my dice across the room. This is wizard shit. Let's do some wizard shit. Okay, that's not terrible. It's a dirty 20.
Okay, that was with advantage, yeah?
Oh, no, it was not. No. Sorry.
Roll it.
It's a 26 with advantage, as I just rolled a 16.
Okay.
10 and a 16.
Cool. Hermit, can you roll me a D100, please?
Yay! I'm going to go boom!
Oh, no.
Yes!
Whilst Hermit's doing that, you've pulled on the thread. You have hold of what seems to be a bird. Oh,
That's a high number.
That's a high number. That never ends well.
You seem to have this white hot burning thread in your hand. It's connected to a very, very powerful power source. The equivalent I can give you is that you're holding onto a wire attached to a nuclear power station. Congratulations, you've now got a rope around the horns. What are you doing with it?
Okay.
Okay. We didn't die. That's good.
Yet.
I mean, you can die within the next minute.
Yeah.
I mean, assuming that we've hit the wild magic table, and that's what Simon's rolling on.
Assuming.
It's a big assumption, and also which wild magic table. I would like to remind you, over 30 wild magic tables have been made by the fan base of D&D.
Yes, but we're using the official one. We've only been using the official one so far.
It's all down to the DMs. It's all down to the
DM.
Okay. This went better than I actually planned. This is good. I have a power supply.
Oh, farewell.
So we know how that works. Okay.
So what do you want to do with it?
In effect, what I've been spending time making is spell scrolls. That's what I've been in effect just sat there sort of practicing. But now I have a very powerful power supply. I might not want to have to end up burning my own spell slots.
Right.
Because I've got lots of fun things that I want to do with it. And is it possible, Simon, to use some of these things to fuel these spell scrolls? Because I don't want to necessarily destroy the item. This is the reason why I wanted to follow the thread and follow where the thread led. And I didn't know whether the thread would take me to a power supply or it would simply show me the because there's two parts to this. There's the desire for Farewell to understand the comprehension of how to cross through that veil and how certain items in this physicality can reach into the maelstrom, create a bridge between them, drawing power from one or the other side, which he's got probably a slight insight to now.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the whole, oh wow, there's a free battery at the end and at the end here that nobody realizes I'm using, and I'm gonna basically jack this for so I don't have to pay electricity bills for the next 6 months. He's hoping nobody catches me. Part of him that maybe he's tempted to see if he can, create some high-level spell scrolls really easy. Using the direct power of the Maelstrom. Who knows? This could go very, very, very poorly. I mean, feel free to tell me that I'm taking the absolute piss, because, that's also fine.
Oh, it's okay. I'm just conspiring with Hermit as I'm taking it in.
That's worrying.
That is very worrying.
That is very worrying.
This bodes well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's been a pleasure. It's been 106 episodes of fun, but
Had to end somewhere.
You are suddenly wiped from existence. No, remember me. See, when you pull something completely out of your ass that even a well-prepared DM like Simon's like, that is an interesting question.
There you go, Hermit. There's a subscriber perk for you. Choose one of the things I just gave you, but don't tell them. So
don't tell it.
Oh boy.
Sometimes you've just got to be dumb.
Yeah. And sometimes you're dumb every time, like us.
Nick, you have got a thread that leads to a power source. The power source. The source of all magic in Illyria, right?
Oh.
Like I said, you have a wire attached to a nuclear power station. However, it's only a 3-amp wire, right? It won't power a level 7 spell, for example. It will power something small consistently. Or maybe with some wrangling, one powerful thing momentarily. How you choose to use that is up to you. You have broken the enchantment on the coin. The coin now is only a conduit.
Yeah,
it seems to have a wild magic element to it, which Hermit is in the middle of deciding.
Oh no.
But it is now a tether between you and the maelstrom.
Cool.
This is gonna blow up in our faces so badly.
Oh god, yes.
Not necessarily. So, when you talk about one thing consistently, what sort of scope are we talking when it comes to that?
Cantrip level.
Okay. So basically it could power a new cantrip or an existing one to a more powerful extent, or
as now a wizard, you could probably, in the same way that enchantment works, you could probably feed a pattern onto this using Arcane Scroll. You know, the University of Ostergold will quite happily have that. And say, for example, you could set 3 instances of prestidigitation. You could have, you could use this coin to throw firebolts. You just simply put a pattern into the power stream and it will do that thing. But it would be an effect, say, for example, you had an effect that would require concentration. Wouldn't need concentration. The pattern is in the coin, not in you.
Now that interests me.
But it's only at cantrip level that you would be
permanent mage armor? Question mark?
No, mage armor is not cantrip.
I wear medium armor anyway, so it wouldn't work for me.
Permanent false life, for example.
Is false life cantrip?
False life is a level 1 spell. Is it?
Oh, is level? Oh, yeah, that's right. It's level 1. Sorry.
Level 1.
Yeah, so it can only be cantrips. So false life does not work.
But
I'll leave it with you.
Guidance, though.
I was about to say that. Would that, in effect, I could turn this into whoever holds it either has a permanent guidance effect on them.
Yes.
Or
permanent resilience.
Or I was going to go with resistance, yeah. I come back to me. I have a feeling that Farewell's skipping breakfast. As suddenly he's just gone, oh, now this is far more useful. As he's just gone, I like the ability to.
Can't believe you ripped up the thing I was giving. It's like, oh, here we go.
I didn't.
I'm going to give him a thing from his goddess, and he's just like rip.
In my absolute defense, I had a question, and part of that question has been answered. A question I didn't realize I has been answered. There is a whole thing, you know, especially with like, you know, the box being a bridge between the Maelstrom and all of this, and Farewell wanting to understand how magical objects with. He's a little hesitant about a muse that has openly accused him, or openly has disdain for him, giving him stuff, and was like, everything else I have that I would use this on has some use, and I want to use it, and I don't want to risk destroying it. I've not used this yet, and I'm a little hesitant to touch it because I'm not quite sure if she's done something to it. So, you know what? We'll just use this to look at some stuff. And then things went further than I realized, and I was like, well, what would Farewell do?
He would fuck shit up.
Well, not fuck shit up, but he would definitely take some advice that he had been given from Renata, as much as that would amuse Eclipse to find out. And that's never turn down an opportunity. And sometimes he can't. Yeah, they never said change fate, but they never said he can't change stuff that's been giving him to help him make sure fate happened. So Farewell's quite happy to play and learn and maybe change some stuff.
Yeah. Some stuff.
You know? And if that does mean that, unfortunately, and I am totally grateful for the item, and I thank you, Simon. This is not me being ungrateful.
Oh, no, that's fine. It was given to you. She was partially hazing you. So I kind of wanted to know what you were going to do with it. I'm quite pleased with what you are doing.
Yeah, I think, yeah. Let me ruminate on this a little bit more, and let the other guys have a bit of fun as well, as I've eaten up a little bit of time.
We only have 1 minute left.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we only have a minute left anyway, so.
Right, in that case,
round off,
that's why I'm leaving.
I tell you what, why don't we put it to the viewers? That'll be a fun thing. For those of you that are watching, I've got a choice. Either I can make it so that it gives guidance, which is a D4 to an ability check of choice, or I can give it resistance, which is a D4 to a saving throw of choice. So either pop in chat guidance or resistance as to which one I think you guys think I should take, and whichever one gets the most votes wins, because I really can't decide, because both are two good choices.
Yep.
Farewell first put blaming this on Renata, and then Nick,
Simon.
And then Nick blaming it on chat.
It's totally not chat's fault. But
no, I know it's not chat's fault, but you're putting you're putting the onus of the responsibility on them of choosing what spell to use.
I mean, bless chat. They're very good about the whole thing.
No, they are.
And so, you know.
Okay. Are you making a poll, Simon? Otherwise, I can make one.
And then I will do the wrap up for this.
Yeah.
Resistance. There.
Yes, I am gonna have to shoot off.
We're gonna do it for 1 minute because reasons, because we've got a minute left. So you
have to press the actual vote button. I just realized. I was like, why is it not changing? I clicked the thing.
Oh, you're doing a poll?
Yeah.
Nice.
There's a poll up, yeah.
Yeah. Everybody go. And
yeah, that's cool.
Voted.
That includes the players. Players can vote as well.
So,
make sure you press the little vote button. You can't just click on the thing. You have to actually press vote. I realized, because otherwise it does not change. There you go.
The breakfast table is being swiftly demolished by burly farm workers. All species, genders. I was going to say all walks of life, but they're all from one walk of life. Local fields, local farms, carters. They're all kind of the people who would be out here. You're the ones that stick out like a sore thumb. As they demolish the table, they you find yourself just absorbed by this this scene. So it strikes all of you when a tall, hooded, striding figure walks through the door, followed very swiftly by a striped tail.
Oh?
A brown feline tail with small black stripes, with small white dots in each of the stripes. She turns as this is a female tabaxi. You guys have visited Naruka enough to know instinctively.
And also, you know what Eclipse looks like.
Yeah.
The tabaxi turns in your direction, pulls the hood back very slightly in a very dark face. You can tell that there's a pattern to the face. But there's just something about the camouflage, natural camouflage that this feline humanoid has got. It just seems to eat the light. And all you see are these piercing eyes reflecting some of the light from inside the tavern, inside the inn.
Glowy eyes.
There's this
What do I hear?
alien language that most of you have no idea what she's saying, but in a tabaxi tongue that Eclipse says, "Hello, child. It's been a long time since we have met. Let us speak outside."
Is it the...
The tabaxi turns on her heel and steps out of the inn.
Ooh.
And that is where we're going to finish for tonight. Nick, I don't know if you've been following, but 5-1, it's guidance for the coin. So
in that case, we're going with guidance.
It's a guidance coin. Okay. Please tell me who you give the guidance coin to at any one time, or I'll assume it's you.
Yep.
Oh, we had a long rest, by the way, didn't we?
Yes.
Yes, you had a long rest. You all had a long rest.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like you've had a little bit of introspection, and you've had a...
Eclipse did nothing.
Eclipse did nothing, which I knew that because I was like, I'm not going to be able to get to the thief, so the thief is going to come in at the end. A promise of screen time at the beginning of the next one. To tell you the truth, I wasn't entirely sure if the sleep spell was going to work, because when I was like, oh god, I only rolled a 65, is that enough?
Yes, because I got like exploded earlier.
Yeah.
Yes, you did. Yeah. So otherwise, if you'd stayed awake, I would have had to have done a dual conversation where Eclipse was talking to a naked drow and Glory was talking to a Cambion.
Confusion.
That would have been interesting. Two different conversations at the same time, but because you would have heard different things as well. The Cambion's capable of that. Greater deception is the spell. But yeah, so there was a potential for an eclipse scene, and I kind of expected her to put a lot more of her opinions in the beginning segment as well. So I was like, okay, Corinne's owed a bit of screen time, but I knew what was coming later, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Eclipse episode
You
next
have
week.
a plan, or at least the starts of several plans.
Yeah.
We will see how effective it's going to be in future. But for now, it is 11 o'clock, and we are going to go off and raid another lovely streamer out there. Let's take a look who we have available. We have Seekian, I think is probably the only one I've got here.
Well, let's raid Sean then.
Yeah.
I'll probably be joining him in his stream very shortly.
You surprise us.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it?
I am so shocked.
Are you shocked?
That you'd be loading up your digital meth.
Yep. Slightly addicted. Okay, very, very fucking addicted. That's all.
I mean,
it's all good content. It's great fun to watch.
Well, you know, we're a couple in Wild right now. This is a very cute to see.
Anyway, enjoy yourselves watching Wild IP. As we say, I'm sure that Kate will be joining very shortly, and have a great time. The one thing that as soon as I get the okay from Ed, we will be sharing in the Discord are the titles for Numenera Odyssey. These titles are beautiful. They are super beautiful. Ed's first attempt at titles, and he's knocked any attempt I've ever done, even though I've used the power of Google Slides.
Wow.
He has knocked my titles out of the fucking park. They are beautiful. He said that they are the final draft.
Felicia's meaningful look.
Hey, I haven't used it for the last two. But yes, we will be revealing that, and I'm hoping this weekend I shall also be sharing the slightly less good titles for Lancer, The Fast Farewell. So lots of things coming up.
Don't worry, I have taken upon me to make some of the art assets for that.
Yes, that in all fairness is art from either Lancer or Felicia, so the art at least is good. Anyway, we are going to raid Seekian. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you online. Good night.
Night.
Everybody.
Bye.